What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video, and today we're recapping the New York Giants getting the victory, a blowout victory against the Washington Redskins, 24-3. Now, I'm going to be honest, I am not impressed with this game whatsoever. The offense was terrible, and this game was exactly what this game was, honestly. It was two terrible teams, one team going in as 0-3, and one team going in 1-2. It was exactly how you thought it would be. Two terrible teams going at it, and somebody has to come out victorious. Yeah, I mean, this game was 24-3, but it could have easily been it could have been the Washington Redskins that was 24-3. That's how bad this game was. Defensively, this was the best game for the defense. They allowed like only a total of 176 total yards. Adrian Peterson had like only 28 yards. You know, we knew this coming into the game. The Washington Redskins can't move the ball down the field. Sure, in the passing game, Case Keenum was like almost 1,000 yards through the air, like 933 yards through the air, but it was nothing scary. Terry McLaurin on a game time decision was not going to play, so instantly I know the Giants were going to win this game because they had no offensive weapons whatsoever. Trey Quinn, Vernon Davis, Chris Thompson, Kelvin Harmon, these guys aren't going to do the job for the Washington Redskins. And, you know, on top of that, Case Keenum played terribly. The guy threw a pick. They benched him, and now it's Dwayne Haskins' time. And I told you guys, Dwayne Haskins was going to play in this game. I knew he was. That's just the NFL narrative, man. They have to come out in certain moments. And I knew Dwayne Haskins was going to get his time against Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones just looked a lot better. Now, Daniel Jones did prove he was in fact human. You know, he's not going to throw 45 touchdowns this year for no interceptions. He's going to throw some interceptions. He's going to have some bad days. You know, he didn't have the best day against Quinn Dunbar. I told you guys in the preview, Quinn Dunbar, for whatever reason, this guy is like such an irrelevant cornerback in the NFL, but always has success and always looks his best against the New York Giants. He had 2 interceptions against the New York Giants, and it all started back in 2017, maybe even earlier than that, when he intercepted Eli Manning for that game-winning interception that year. You know, Quinn Dunbar does his best against the New York Giants, and he did so against the Giants this year. Janoris Jenkins really stepped up in this game. Had 2 interceptions of his own. I believe they were both against Dwayne Haskins. And Julius Peppers had Julius Peppers played great. He played fantastic. This was definitely his best game. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the film and things like that, but definitely had his best game. Had an interception, returned it for a touchdown. Also had 2 goal line stands in which he blocked. He had 2 passes deflected in 2 straight plays in the end zone on a goal line stand there. So great job by Julius Peppers. Had himself a good game. Ryan Connolly was a standout player in this game. Unfortunately, he was put on IR. He tore his ACL. Man, he was really looking like he could have been one of the best rookies to come out in our draft class besides Daniel Jones. He could have looked like he was better than Dexter Lawrence. I mean, he was that good. Has 2 interceptions to finish out his season, his rookie season. Unfortunately, it was shortened due to injury, and I don't know what we're going to do at inside linebacker. I'm thinking put Julius Peppers at inside linebacker for now. I don't trust Nate Stupar. I don't trust David Mayo. We have to put Julius Peppers from that strong safety spot to inside linebacker. I want to sign Brandon Marshall. A lot of people are talking about Brandon Marshall. Let's do it. Let's sign Brandon Marshall. I can't believe he still doesn't have a job in the NFL. He deserves a job. We have to sign him, and hopefully, you know, we're able to be solidified at that position. Trying to think of anything else to say. Darius Slayton, I believe Darius Slayton got some time in. Can't remember. Sterling Shepard looked great. Obviously, he led the team with about 76 yards. I thought the Giants would be much more successful in the air. I knew we were actually a lot more successful on the ground than I would have thought. Wayne Gallman had himself a good day in the air, getting a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Wayne Gallman was 6 of 55 for 6 for 55 and a touchdown receiving. And on the ground, he was 18 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown, so had over 100 yards from scrimmage, well over that. So, good job by Wayne Gallman. I didn't think he was going to put in that kind of work, but he did so. You know, the fumbling issues, it was a turnover nightmare, and that's what I'm going to get into right now, guys. This was a sloppy game. I hated this game. Sure, the defense played well, but it's exactly, it's exactly what you thought it would be. Two terrible teams going at it. We have no shot against Washington if this is how we're going to play. Yes, our defense played well, but this is against a terrible Washington Redskins offense that had no weapons. I said this going into the game. Terry McLaurin was literally their only weapon. They were down their two best offensive linemen in Chase Roulier and Brennan Scherf. They were out. Terry McLaurin was out. They have no weapons on the offensive side of the ball. They were doomed from the start. They weren't going to put up any points anyway. We will not win against Minnesota next week if this is how we're going to play. The defense got away with it with no offensive weapons. The offense played terribly. You have fumbles going on. Daniel Jones was able to secure the ball a little better as far as fumbling, but he threw 2 interceptions to Quinn Dunbar, which is not good. The fumbling was a problem for Wayne Gallman, Jonathan Hilliman. One of them fumbled at in the red zone. I think it was Hilliman that fumbled in the red zone. But then T.J. Jones, we need to get this guy off of punt returns. He fumbles and drops the ball almost every time a punt goes his way. In the preseason, that was a big problem. It happened like 3 times in his first game in the preseason. It just kept happening. He just keeps dropping the ball on special teams. He cannot play special teams. We need somebody else to play it. They're not going to throw in Julius Peppers. They should throw in Corey Ballentine, but they're not going to put in Julius Peppers just because he needs to be utilized a lot more on that strong safety and inside linebacker role. James Bettcher could do it as well. James Bettcher could do it. He did the same thing with Deion Buchanan in Arizona. He could do the same thing with Julius Peppers. As far as the edge rush goes, the pass rush. The pass rush in general was fantastic. You had O'Shane Jimenez get in there again for another half sack. Dexter Lawrence again was able to get to the quarterback for another half sack. Marcus Golden got himself a half sack. Everybody got half sacks here. Tuzar Skipper was able to get in there as well. And I believe Ryan Connolly was able to get there as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Ryan Connolly was able to get his own sack, so he was the only player that actually had a sack. And the Washington defense, I believe they didn't have any sacks. So the Giants played well as far as the offensive line goes. They played decently well. I know there was a lot of pressure there, but they held up. There was no sacks. That's what I'm okay with. I know there was a lot of pressure, but I definitely think their worst play was against Buffalo. But they did well against a good front seven that Washington has. So all in all, guys, quick recap, and I'll get into Landon Collins, his comments, and Eric Flowers tomorrow. I'm not going to deal with that today. I'll talk about that tomorrow. But all in all, we are not going to win the game next Sunday if we're playing like this. If we played, yes, we beat the team 24-3. We beat Washington 24-3. We beat them by 21 points. Still not good enough. Still not good enough. It was terrible. It was bad. They had a good first outing in the first quarter where they scored. In the first half, they scored 17 points, and then the only points they scored in the second half was a defensive touchdown. The offense wasn't able to do anything after that, so we cannot play the way we played against Washington if we look to get a win against Minnesota. Yes, Minnesota didn't win, and they looked bad last week against Mitch Trubisky and the Bears, but we'll see what happens there. But all that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I will see you guys in the next video.